What's up YouTubers, I'll do a straight back for a brand new video for you here. Welcome back to the channel, great to see you guys as always, and if you guys have clicked on this video, that means that you're ready for the next stage in my Replica collection. And what this stage is for the women's division, and I have 4 championship replicas for the women, and I will be splitting this collection into 2 parts because I only have 4 belts. So the first 2 will be from NXT. The next set in part 2 will be quite a historical women's championship, and another women's championship that's very near and dear to my heart because it was donated by a dear friend of mine for my late wife, sorry. And yeah, I'm gonna look forward to doing those, but let's get the first one out of the way first and let's go from there. So the first replica that we're going to be looking at today is a championship that was brought around on paper. It was won by Rhea Ripley in August of 2018, but as we know in professional wrestling, unless it is aired on TV, the reign hasn't happened yet. So the airing of this win did not air until November of 2018. So Rhea Ripley had to wait a little while before she could celebrate with the championship. So do you guys know what I'm talking about? If it was one of Rhea Ripley's first championships, it was the NXT UK Women's Championship. Now, this championship is absolutely stunning. It is a stunning replica. Obviously, looks very similar to the men's UK Championship that was version 1 and version 2 respectively, but those side plates look so regal and prestige. The main plate itself with the United Kingdom coat of arms on it looks amazing. Unfortunately, it's I don't think they really know, or possibly for copyright reasons, they couldn't use the unicorn. They could only put in a horse for the UK coat of arms, but never mind, it still looks nice. But I love the detailing on the main plate. I think I'm probably safe to say that when it comes to the UK replicas from the UK design on belts from the WWF, WWE, they have certainly knocked out of the park. Whether it was the men's, the women's, the tag teams. Unfortunately, we never got a mid-card. Apparently that was in talks, but it got abandoned, and it is absolutely lovely on this white strap, which is common for the women's belts, and in this day and age it is a bit wear and tear color wise, because as I've found through the years, these white straps seem to dye a little bit, dye dirty yellow. It's not as bad as what it looks on the camera, but when you look it up close, it is. But I'll get into that more as we go forward. Now, this championship, unfortunately, was unified with the main NXT Women's Championship in September of 2022, and on that night when it was unified, this unfortunately faded away. So technically, the last UK Women's Champion was Mandy Rose. So it's a shame it only got a couple of years history, but at the same time, it is a very lovely championship, and I'm quite happy to have this in my collection. So as I say, I'll be getting into that a lot more as we go through this video, so just sit still and wait as we go. Now the second replica that I'll be looking at here came around at WrestleMania 33 weekend when they were updating the NXT championships. The tag teams got an upgrade, the men's got an upgrade, and the women's got an upgrade too. So here is the NXT Women's Championship version 2. Now, if people were quite familiar with the NXT Women's Championship, know when it first debuted, it was quite a cool pinky looking belt, silver and pink, where they upgraded it over WrestleMania 33 weekend, as I say, excuse me, and they upgraded it to this absolutely stunning silver and gold, very similar to the men's. Obviously just the colours have been flipped around, but yeah, this is absolutely awesome. It's a wonderful, wonderful looking championship. It is basic, and as we know, what I like to keep saying on here, basic is good. So yeah, before I ramble on anymore, let's get into what we're here for and talk some replicas. Okay guys, so here's the in-depth review of the UK NXT Women's Championship. And this championship, as I said at the start of the video, is absolutely beautiful. Similar to the men's NXT UK respectively, the version 1 and version 2, but for a belt that had such a short lifespan, it is absolutely stacked. And let's get into it. So you have the NXT logo with the network logo for WWE smack in the middle there on a red crimson shield, and when you pop up to the light, it is absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And then at the top, in a regal banner, you have United Kingdom, and then below that you have Women's Champion done in the regal banner as well. And these look absolutely stunning. I think if this was made now, these would be a lot deeper, or they might be a little bit more 3D and a little bit more bold, but for the time, very, very lovely. And then you have, of course, the United Kingdom coat of arms with the lion and should be unicorn for Scotland, but it's not. It's just a white horse, and I'm going to say trademark reasons that they didn't use a unicorn, or they probably didn't even know. They more than likely didn't ask Drew Galloway, the Scottish animal, which is most likely. And then you have the rest of the UK coat of arms there, with the crown and the crown / chest piece, and then a lovely little reef effect around that. As I say, absolutely stunning. And the background is bow black, and then you have little almost just little gold pieces going all around the main plate as well, which sort of just give it, and I'm going to say just gives off that little extra pop. I don't really think they were needed though. I think they've just been added here just to give a design, but when you look at it from one perspective, they weren't really needed. And then you have the tradition for what these design championships are. You have the little rubies and the little diamonds going all the way around the main plate. All the way around. And they look really nice. These should have been little stones, but obviously they didn't want to do it on the replicas. Sorry, knocking my camera there. And it is a little bit stacked for a replica too. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. And yeah, it looks really nice. Okay guys, so on to the side plates and sidebars. And sidebars, typical sidebars for these kind of championships. Obviously, with it being the women's, they're a little bit smaller in height. And these side plates are absolutely regal beauty as well. You have the traditional WWE side plate. Obviously, I've flipped it around for an M with the globe background and fake zirconias in around that. And of course, the standard zirconias for the side plates there. And then you have this crimson red points. I'm going to say like spear points here, here, and here. That is on the other side as well as these gold design areas that I said about the main plate. These are here too, with a little reef background as well. These are almost 3D effect, almost pure 3D. They're a little stacked as well, similar to the main plate, but they look really, really nice. Now on the other side, same with the sidebar, and the side plate is exactly the same. Ruby red points, or owl points, with the gold points as well, if my camera wants to come back to focus on me, with a reef effect, and then the traditional side plate with gold around that, and standard zirconias, globe in the background, and obviously the WWE name, which I've flipped around for a name. And yeah, really, really nice. But yeah, I do like how it coats with everything though. I like how it coats with everything on the belt. It looks really, really nice how it all matches. Okay guys, so on to the strap. And this has a small standard gold tip, which looks really nice. Little shell effect in there. And then you have the snap box with not an arrow effect, well, almost an arrow effect, but a little cone effect in there. And then you have the standard diamond shape design, like what the WWE have put on the rest of their replicas ever since they brought out these kind of designs. So the standard diamond, and then you've got the sort of cone effect again with the NXT logo in the middle there. And then you have the standard shell shape design going all the way around the side plates, going into the main plate and down on the other side. It looks really nice. And then on this side, you've got the diamonds again with the NXT logo with this cone background, and the cone snaps. But what the negative I will give about this belt, this was white when I first got it, right? Honestly, this was white, and I've only had it for a couple of years now, at least a couple of years now. And yeah, within those couple of years, it started fading. You can't really tell in this light, but take it out of the light and it's like it's dying white yellow. So yeah, these do not last long for color wise. These standard WWE shop white straps I've found. Now this is the only white strap that I have. I have thought about getting the updated women's ones or the world, but yeah, I think if I did get them, now we know I'm not normally a replacement strap person, but I think I would definitely revert them to just a standard black. If we flip it over, so you have the traditional WWE flashy to say it's authentic. This is coming off, so I need to be careful. And this was made in 2018, so And the strap on the back is your standard strap, but a little bit wear and tear with time, but it's not too bad, I have to say. A little bit battle damaged wear and tear, shall we say. But yeah, it looks okay. It's, like I say, it's not too bad. And if I turn it around, you guys can get a better look at it there. And it looks absolutely beautiful. Okay guys, so here we are with the NXT Women's V2 belt, and I have to say this thing is as light as anything, but it is very, very cool. Standard basic belt, and I like that. So we'll start at the top. You have the WWE Network logo at the top with sort of a, you have the radiator effect in black background and bold, little 3 bolts here, and you have at the start a little globe effect at the start here, and that goes all the way around the belt till it stops about here, and it will obviously co-it with under the X, and it follows here as well. And I've actually noticed they've kept that in the updated version of the NXT Women's Championship, from this version to the V2 of this, to which would essentially be the V3, and now the V4. So they've kept this kind of design. Obviously with this doesn't have, the updated design doesn't have little snaps in it, little dots in it. Sorry, I was going to say bites, but it ain't bites, it's little dots. And then you have the NXT logo itself. Silver, looks amazing. Obviously, with its counterpart of the men's, the colours are being flipped around on the main plate, but it looks amazing in silver. And then on the background, where on the men's, this would be in black, but they've just kept it standard gold. And yeah, it works too. The whole design from the men's, I will pop up the men's for a couple of seconds just so you guys can see it. Excuse me, is exactly the same. And then you have champion under here, 2 little bolts either side that, and nice bold. And then of course you have the women's one name at the top. So you've got WWE Women's NXT Champion. And all this is in gold at the bottom. And the main plate itself looks absolutely stunning in its design. Then you have the NWA Globe Championship bolts on these 2 sides and these 2 sides here, similar to the men's ones, and these look great. I like these. I wish they would put them, I wish the WWF WWE would put them in more championships. I think they look great. So onto the standard side plates, and you have the WWE Network logo. Obviously I've flipped it around for an M. Looks actually just as good as being an M. And this is just done in gold, where on the men's it's gold and black, but this is basic gold and it looks really nice. Not an awful lot I can say about these because of how basic they are, and these are the standard shop ones that they came with them. I didn't flip them around or anything like that, apart from obviously flipping around the name, but you go on the other side, exactly the same. The WWE Network logo flipped around for an M, and just pure gold on the almost square slash arrow effect, which for a standard belt looks very nice, but I feel maybe put a little bit black here, or at least here. I think that would have really made them pop out a little bit more, but it is what it is. Okay guys, so on to the strap. So you've got the traditional gold tip, then you have the arrow effect in the snap box, then like the standard NXT belts at the time, you have the NXT X logo going all the way through the actual strap itself as it passes through the plates, and it looks really nice. It's nice little aero effect in there, and then you have the standard shell shape going all the way through the strap. Goes all the way into the design, and it looks fantastic. Looks absolutely fantastic. Then you've got the aero effect here on that snap box, and then you've got the little floral reef design here, which look really, really nice. And it is thin enough and light enough that I can flip it over. The authentic WWE flashy, and then this was done in 2017, and the strap has held up pretty well. It's only about 8 years now, so it's doing not bad for our standard strap. No complaints, no battle damage on this. This is still in good nick. Flip it back over and bring it up. And yeah, it looks beautiful. So guys, thank you so very much for watching this video on the review on the two NXT Women's Championships in my Women's Division collection. It's been a joy to make this. It is absolutely awesome to have them. I feel quite fortunate to have them as well, because this seems to be quite difficult to find now on the second-hand market, and this seems to only be available on WWE Shop here and there. They've not restocked it again for quite a while, so unfortunately this seems to just been lost in the abyss of lost replicas that don't seem to be on WWE Shop anymore. But by all means, put in the comments down below and tell me which ones out of the NXT championships were your favourites. Was it the main roster's NXT Women's Championship, or was it the United Kingdom one? And unfortunately, I don't see myself getting in the version 3 of the NXT Women's Championship, because the way I look at it is, if I've got this, I don't really need the rainbow coloured one, because that's not really, I didn't really fancy it. I prefer this basic gold and silver one, so I'll definitely be keeping that. And keep an eye out for the next set of replicas in my women's division collection going down the road. I'll look forward to making that one. As I said earlier in the video, those ones are very near and dear to my heart, and just keep an eye out for other replicas of collection videos coming to this channel. And as I always say, guys, dreams be the journey, and you guys take care of yourself. Bye.